the Dick Corbett head football coach, Marcus Freeman. Coach Freeman will begin things tonight with an opening statement. After that, please raise your hand. We'll get you a microphone. After your first question, you can have up to one follow-up question. Coach Freeman, please get us started.
Yeah, proud of the way our guys competed. It wasn't pretty, it wasn't clean, but to beat that football team 28-3, I told them that's a really good victory. I think they're going to be a really good team. I told Coach Martin after the game, it's a good football team. I'm really impressed with their offense, their quarterback. So to hold that offense to 3 points, man, was a huge sign of how the way our defense have played. But battled. Again, we got down 3-0. Didn't start the way we wanted to. We had too many penalties that we have to clean up. We got to clean up and see why they occurred and make sure that we don't continue to allow that to happen. And that's on coaches, and we got to own it and make sure we drill it and we fix it and put our guys in positions to have success. So I'll just open up for questions.
Our first question will be from John Bright.
Hey, Marcus, with three different starters on your offensive line today compared to what you opened camp with and two different from even a week ago, how much does this offense need a dual-threat quarterback like Riley that can help open up things both ways?
I think there's benefits no matter who's at your quarterback. Yet to me, that's like you have to call things around the strengths of your players. And obviously, Riley, one of his strengths are the ability to run the ball. And, they showed today that we can run the ball. And they had a lot of success. I'm proud of the way those two guys stepped up, and Pat and Rocco, and really performed well. It felt like they performed well. Obviously, the rushing yards showed they performed well. So we'll go back and watch it and continue to get those guys to improve. But I'm really proud of our offense being able to run the ball, but also those guys being able to step up and get their job done.
Are your special teams generally clean through the week on the practice field, and then these issues are popping up on game day, or what maybe is keeping them from playing clean?
I think the one, the first one was the muff punt. One of our players, I think I kind of saw it when we watched it on the iPad. One of our players was trying to get away and kind of ran right in the phase on, and we got to be better there. We got to peel off earlier. The block in the back on our reverse was unacceptable. Obviously we weren't clear enough as coaches. I'm never going to blame the player, and we got to hold them accountable, but we always got to own it as coaches. And so we can't do that. We can't block in the back. And then the field goal. We had a new guy doing short snaps. And, after that one snap, we put Reno back in, who had been our short snapper. And so, again, that's what happened. Can't happen. We got to make sure we're continuing to attack those issues in practice and perform better on that football field.
Second row on your left, Pete Byrne.
Hey, Marcus. As you continue to work on offensive game plan moving forward, how much does Riley's ability to break off the big play at random times factor into how strongly you guys feel about him?
It definitely factors into it. We have a lot of confidence in him making the right decision in the run game and the pass game. I think we had 270 yards rushing, 270 yards rushing, which is, again, a lot came from him and running the ball. And so, I don't think we design plays to say, okay, this one's going to go for 50. But he has the ability to, if you misfit or he makes you miss a tackle, to take it all the way.
As you think about the game as a whole, how do you balance a 3.5 touchdown win, which looks comfortable, with the fact that it wasn't comfortable and there were a couple of critical early mistakes that could have changed this? Yeah,
it's the same way you really look at every game, except for, the only thing that's different between a win and a loss is the 24 hours from now until you get back together. Like, our guys are going to celebrate. We won a tough game and they did a good job, and we're not going to shy away from that. Like, it's hard to win, and you get 12 guaranteed opportunities, and you can't take any win for granted. So I told them to celebrate. But when we get back together, we own it. We evaluate the film. We own it. We come up with a plan to attack the issues that we've had. We come up with a plan to enhance the things we did well, and then we move forward throughout the week. So that process won't change. It's just the 24 hours from now until we get back together that changes.
Third row on your right, Tim Priester.
I may be stepping on your answers here, and let me preface this by saying you obviously believe in Riley Leonard, and because you think he provides you with the highest upside, it gives you the best chance to win. But what gives you the confidence to stick with him when he's struggling like he is, and when you can obviously feel in the stadium that the sentiment is that they're looking for a change at the quarterback position?
Yeah, we don't make decisions based off what the sentiment of the stadium is. And so that's to answer that part of the question. But, again, I don't know how many yards Riley led our offense to through rushing and passing, but there's always parts to clean up. And we got to continue to look at the mistakes that he made and say, okay, how do we do a better job of not putting him in a position to make mistakes, and where was the disconnect. But we got a lot of confidence in our quarterback that led us to a great victory today.
You did a great job with Gabbert. He was 14 for 35, just 119 yards and 2 touchdowns. What was the overall game plan going in against a guy that thrown for a lot of yards in his college career?
Yeah, he's a really good player. He's talented. He's experienced. You're not going to confuse him. We tried to get pressure up the middle and make him uncomfortable. We try to give him some different looks, but we still have to do what we do well. And our defense did a really good job of competing. You know, we had some drives where they had some yards, but we stuck the cleats in the ground and didn't let them into the end zone, which is a huge credit to Coach Golden, our defense, and the players.
Front row on your left, Jack Sobel.
Marcus, you mentioned the 3-0 start a little bit slow. The run defense gave up a couple plays early. Like, how did they kind of regain their composure and stuff the run for the rest of the game?
Yeah, I mean, as you look at how the game started, you know, the muff punt didn't hurt. They came out, our defense did a good job, and, you know, all of a sudden we muff a punt, and then we, you know, we're able to get an interception on the goal line. So that's a heck of a job by our defense. I can't remember the drive. They ended up getting the field goal. But, you know, we're greedy. We don't want to give up any rushing yards. And so we'll look at it and see where they had the ability to run the ball, and we'll attack it and fix it.
This was Rendell's best punting day, I think, so far by a wide margin. What did you do? You mentioned some of the things you were going to do this week. Like, how did you see them work on the field?
He did a good job. You know, our job is to, again, I always say this, is our coaches is to put our players in position to do what they do well on Saturday. And we tried to call some punts that he felt comfortable with in the stadium. We were able to do some different things in practice, as I talked to you guys about on Monday. But at the end of the day, he went out there and performed. Coach Biaggi did a great job of, you know, getting his head into a place that was confident, and he booted the ball, and we're going to continue to build on that.
On your right, second row, Tim O'Malley.
Coach, the secondary, in addition to those 8 pass defense, and pick off, I think, 17 coverage wins by the secondary by 7 different guys. Was it a plan that you guys can guard them man-to-man, corners and safeties as needed to try to slow the offense?
I mean, that's who we are. That's who we are. We play some zone as change-ups, but as you watch this defense, that's what we're built off of. We play a lot of man coverage, and again, our job as coaches is to call the things your guys do well. And if we play man well, then let's call man and have enough change-ups to make sure that every play they don't know what we're playing and show some different things pre-snap. But we were confident in our DBs being able to execute the defense that we called, and they did a good job doing it.
Tui Halamaka's special teams play notwithstanding, could you assess the Vipers? Because Traore and Tui Halamaka made a lot of big plays, I guess in separate halves actually as well.
Yeah, Junior had a huge pick, I know, on the goal line. I know he made another good play. I can't remember exactly what it was. But, yeah, big tackle for loss. Boubacar's playing at a high level. He's been playing at a high level the first 3 games, and he's continuing to progress. And so we'll need them both, and I'm proud of the way they performed today.
In the front row, on your right, Eric Hansen for our last question opportunity.
Hey, Coach, I wanted to give you another Riley Leonard question. And my question is this: I'm curious how he dealt with the boos and missing some open receivers.
I don't know. I didn't ask him about how he feels about people booing him. People boo me, and we can't perform to plead, like to make sure everybody cheers for us, right? That's part of the game, right? If you don't do your job, people are going to boo you. But if you let that affect the way you go out and execute the next play, then, man, you're not the right person for this job or for to be our quarterback at Notre Dame. So I hope he handled it the exact way that I would expect him to. Is you hear it, great, what do you need to do to refocus to go out the next play and get your job done?
And other than letting them celebrate and stuff, what do you feel like was the most important part of your message as you slide into Louisville week now?
I don't know if I gave them something that was let's move to Louisville. They know who we play. We all know who we play next week, and they'll be ready to go. But right now, let's just celebrate. Enjoy it. Enjoy this hard-earned victory because we're going to get back together Monday as a full team, and we're going to go on the attack, and we're going to evaluate. We're going to find ways to get better, and then we're going to have a great plan to attack our next opponent. And so that's exciting. That's the ultimate challenge of a coach and players is how can you come up with a plan each week to beat your opponent. And that's what is so fun about this game. So we'll get back to work as coaches tomorrow, bring the players in Monday, and look forward to attacking our next opponent.
Coach Freeman, thank you so much.
All right, thank you.